Hello everybody, welcome to a new video of James Speed Show. Back at the project W201 with a V12. There's also going to be a more modern transmission on it. My engine was a 93, so standard was a 4-speed automatic. 722.3 I thought. This is a 722.6, it's in a lot of cars. Mercedes started with it in 1996 I thought, or end of 1995, I think 1996. This is a 1996 transmission. This is original from a CL600, but it makes no difference for a CL600 or a S600. But the M120 V12 had only one transmission that would fit, and that is 621. That's this transmission, so the bell housing will fit. But the case is like NAG1 or WA580. That's on all the V8s. And the V12s from Mercedes, and also I thought the 320 CDI 6 in line had also NAG 580 transmission. So original is rated for 580 Newton meters, but it's much more. Like a lot of people tested these transmissions, and the internals should be capable of about 1100 Newton meters without changing anything when the transmission is in good condition. That's what I heard. Because a lot of engines are rated upwards because it's a NAG 580, but in an AMG transmission like a 55 AMG compressor engine, it is only already delivering 700 Newton meters, and still it's just the same internal transmissions. The most difference in between the transmissions are there are much more clutch packs in it, or much more clutches. So there are some things to find on the internet that you can see how much clutches there are in the transmission. And I thought when you Google ATSG and 722.6, that's a company that delivers also parts for it, and there's also a manual you can find for free, so you don't have to pay for it. I can share a link because I also found it on the internet. It's very easy, and there's also a lot of information in it. So what I'm going to do to the transmission, I will shift to another cam angle so it's much easier to see. So, my transmission has done about 60,000 kilometers, 60, 70,000, that's where I bought it from. And I think that's pretty good, that it's original mileage that is also really done with this transmission, because the oil was pretty clear. Transmission looks pretty good on the outside, so I believe it's really that. So, on my transmission, there was also the connector plug. As you can see this. It's nice and shiny, all in oil. That's one of the problems with these transmissions, because they just start to leak. It's a very easy job to do. I think I'll also upload a separate video for this, but this is the complete video of everything else what I'm going to do with this for my project. The plug is always need the oil, and then you got a problem with the electricals, and you can get weird things with these transmissions. They are also pretty good, these transmissions. The only thing that can fail is the most times something fails is with the plug, or its valve body internals are dirty, and there are also kind of kits for it. So there are also the top plates that are here and the bottom one. There are all kinds of plugs and rubbers and seals in it. They are also pretty easy to change. This plug is one of the things that you should start with, I think, because it's the most easy. It costs almost nothing, as you can see this. As you can see with the part number. I think this one cost me about 10 euros or something. It's from the Mercedes dealer, maybe it's a little bit more, I don't know. But you can find them for 10 euros. It's a pretty easy job to do. And what starts leaking is these two O-rings. Starts leaking, and then you get internal fluid in the connector. Pretty easy job. You should always change it because it's pretty cheap. And make sure you tighten it up at the right spec, because there's a very small bolt in there. The torque spec for the bolt is 2.5 Newton meters, so that's nothing. So try to use a torque wrench, or just don't tighten it up too much. 2.5 Newton meters. So we're going to change this one. Also going to put a new seal in, and I don't have it here. I also got this problem. This is also called the parking lock. That is on transmissions from 1996, 1997 and 1998 some models, because after that you got a different shifter. So what does it do? I will show you that with the camera in my hand. So like all the transmissions have a shift lock here. So how does it work? There's a cable in the back here and it will lock the transmission. So there's the cable is going to the dash and is connected to the brake pedal and your key. So if the key is not in there, you cannot get the car out of park, or the transmission out of park. Or if your foot is not on the brake, you can also cannot get it out of park. Later on, this was, I think, electronically in the shifter. So with an S-Class like a W220, you don't have this, and then it's just a close connection. On earlier cars, I think it's also, if I'm faulty with my information, just please tell me, but this is not on all the old transmissions. I think it's only the first 3 years, 1996, 1997, 1998, I think. Maybe in some C-classes longer, but they changed this. This thing cost about 15 euros. It's an easy change. You can do it underneath the car. I saw a guy do it. There's just a dowel pin in here. You have to shift it down, get the spring out, and then you can move this plastic piece, and they always break on the rubber here, and then your transmission is just leaking very fast. And I got this transmission in my garage already for a year, and then I came back from holiday, and then there was a big pile of oil underneath it. So, and it was coming out of this section, so I'm going to change this one also. That's also what I'm going to do. Also going to check my valve body is going off. I want to check the solenoids, if there's no burn marks or anything else on my the plate where the solenoids are on. Just want to check it, and there is a plate in my valve body. There's 3 to 4 flare. I want to drill to 4 millimeters. I thought it was 4 millimeters. Have a look on my website of OFGEAR, because I'm going to use an OFGEAR shifter for my transmission. That's a standalone shifter. You will hear more about that on my channel and in my project. It makes the shifting time just better. That's what I'm going to do. So you also see that in the video. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to start with removing the valve body, also remove this one. And so that's what we are going to start with. Transmission is open. So I think it looks pretty clean. The oil is pretty clear. You got some debris here, some stuff in here. Not too bad, I think. So this plate can be lifted off. Have a look. There's also on the top side of the bottom one is also some steel balls and rubber balls in there. So I will clean this all out. Have a look if I can see where they are. I got a drawing where they are, but I'll leave this one like that. Maybe flush it with some clean oil. So the 3 to 4 flare, so that's the flare that makes the shifts from third to fourth gear, is a little bit of a problem. There is normally in the original transmission, the ECU will get the load of the transmission to shift it from third to fourth gear, if I'm right. If I'm not right, please put below in the comments. So with the transmission controller from OFGEAR, there is a way to get this shifting from third to fourth gear better. And I just looked it up, and it's just this small hole over here. You have to drill it to 4 millimeters. That's what most guys are doing. And then there is a little bit of a change in the software to make the shift much more better. And then you can, it's much more easier to shift, because with the standalone, with the diesel or the petrol, with this one, it's not that easy to program that you want to have the load of the transmission when you want to shift from third to fourth gear. So, and I want to just to shift full throttle, and that will make it much better. So there's a little bit, less slip or that sort of stuff. So that's what I'm going to do. So that is why I wanted to open this piece, and maybe I'm going to also open. So I'll leave this one. This one is normally like this positioned. So I will clean this all up. I also put all the oil out. I will pour some new Dextron 6 oil in it. That's the right spec. I don't think this oil has ever been changed. So the thing we're also going to look up is why there's also some caps over the solenoids, plastic caps. I don't have them. I don't think this transmission has ever been opened, and I also don't have a magnet in the pan. So don't know if that is a thing, but yeah, it all looks pretty good. It's not. I don't think it's it's really that dirty, but yeah. There's also another thing we can check. I have a look on the paper. There is one of the. I found it on that's a nice document. I will get it. You can get upgraded shifts kits for it, because there are all plungers and stuff that will make the shifts. So you got this is like from Sonex. It's very nice to see where all the springs and all the stuff is. So I can open it and check if all the O-rings and all the springs are just in the right good condition. I think have a look if I'm going to do that. Maybe I'm not going to do that. There's one spring that's on the older version that can break. That's also in the manual from ATSG. I will check that one for sure. I think I just leave the rest and just clean it up, because it's a pretty easy job to do. Yeah, I have a look what I'm going to do. So first of all, I'm going to drill the hole bigger. That's this one over there. The small one needs to go to 4 millimeters. That's what I'm going to do. And clean it all up. All the solenoids look pretty good. They were not pretty stuck. Only one. I thought this one was a little bit stuck. And I will order also, I think I will put a magnet in the pan. Have a look if I can get the caps or not on time, and then close it all up. So looks pretty good. So that's where I'm at right now. So this is the hole. I drilled it bigger to 4 millimeters, just like it's mentioned on the website of OFGEAR.dk in Denmark. So that will help the shifting. It will be much easier. So as you can see, plate is nice and clean. I'll put it together. There's no gasket in between. This is just like it is. I cleaned it out. I checked all the balls. Everything is in there. So when I got it in there, I have to remove this side plate, because there is the connection where the spring can break. in the earlier versions. I don't think this one will have that, but we will check that. So I will put it together now. So finally got it out. You can see the pin over here, small O-ring on it. Had to smash it really hard to get it out, so I really doubt you can easily do that in the car. Maybe you can do it, but I think it's harder than I thought it would, because you don't have any room or else to hit it. So I hit the pin out because I think it's much easier when it's out of the car now, but we will see if I ever do the job underneath the car. So this is the piece, this is the hole where this clip will go in. This is the old one, where's the new one now? Our new one is in here. So this will go in like this. This is it. So let's try to put it in. Put some grease on it so I don't mess up. I'd rather have a broken seal already. A shitty job like this. So, got everything back together. As you see, it works pretty good. This is like parking. If you don't push the brake, if you push the brake, it will free up and then you can just shift in any gear. Otherwise it will lock in the inside here. There's a lock up, but it will not come up, and the plate in the back will be locked, so you cannot move the axle. So it works all pretty good. Everything is back in there. Looks all nice and tidy. Everything is clean. Torque this one up to 8 Nm. This one is up to 8 Nm. So I think mine is not broken. I think just the rubber shifted out of this connection. But yeah, better change it than have one that's leaking. So that's all good. So now the valve body can go back in. I first take all the mess off the table here. Want to put the valve body back in the car. So I think some people will mention that I don't have covers over the top. In the early versions of this transmission there were no covers. So there's also a thing written in the manual that you should get them with this top piece and you cannot order it afterwards. I did check, so it can be, but if they are not on there, it should not be a problem. That's my opinion about this, because first transmission don't have it. I think it's always better, of course, they're not drowning in oil from the top. But yeah, I don't have them at the right moment. I'm first going to ask if I can order it. So at the first, now I'm just going to put it back in there, and we will see. So that's the first thing I'm now going to do. All the shifting parts in the transmission, so if you don't have to split it but you got a problem, you can just get the pan off and you can change them out. Yeah, maybe their body is somewhere too close, but you can get them out, so that's pretty good. So there's a spring in here now, so have a look if I can change it out of the gear. Look if I got. Now the axle is just a little bit too. Look, it's now in parking. I cannot move it. Push this one. Now I can change it to the gears. So, but that's all smooth and okay, so that's good. So before I'm going to put the oil pan back on, I first have to clean it, of course. But I want to have to look if I can get a magnet within not too long and then close it off. So first I'm going to lay it down and then have a look if I get a kind of magnet, clean this all out. So this is the connector that should go in now. I don't know if you can see it pretty good, but there is an O-ring here on top that seals off the transmission part from outside. So if you got a leak here, then this seal. If you got oil in the connector, then this seal is leaking. So then the transmission oil is passed through into the connector. So if you got a wet connector, the inner is leaking. If you got outside of the connector, then it's the other one. So I put some little grease on it. Oh, I need to have a look how it's going in there. Look, there's a click. Now it's in. I thought it was 8 or 7 or 8. Too big. Try 7 mil. 7 mil. It's 2.5 Newton meters, so it's just hand tight. Not more than that. This is it. So nice. This is ready for the connector. This is it. So last thing to the transmission. I'm going to put the oil filter on it. Grease the O-ring a little bit. So have a look. It sits this very small slot in here. This piece will fall in there. It's pretty easy fit normally. You should hear a small click. For the rest there's no clips. Here do you hear it? That's it. So I also got a magnet from the dealer. You got two types. This is one of the first numbers. Normally you say, I thought it was a last design, but this is like the first design. These cost around €5. I don't know why it's not in there. I found on the internet there are more people that don't have the magnet in it. Later on, the later number, the last number, if you find it in a part list, is a round magnet. That's €14. This one costs 5. And I find this design is pretty nice. So it's on in the drawing, it's on the back side, or on this side of the transmission, so it will be here somewhere. So it's around the suction flow of the oil. So I also put it there. There's no top or bottom on this one. You just lay it down in there. I cleaned it up, got a new plug in it with a new copper ring. So for the rest it's all checked. The only thing that I need to do is with the dipstick. I want to put a new O-ring on it. And that's it. So I will close it up now. And I will fill it up with oil later on. So that's the plan for now. So, transmission is done. Got new gaskets in it, new parking lock, new connector, so it's not leaking anymore. I checked the valve body, I checked the conductor plate, everything looks good. I also drilled a hole bigger for the OFGEAR controller. I also got this with the post office. This is the controller from OFGEAR, so I think I just show you a little bit of it. And you will see more in the next videos. So this is what I got. This is the controller. There's a display on it with a joystick. You can change some settings. This is pretty nice. Look, this is the connector from Mercedes, and it should fit in pretty easily. So let's have a look where the pins are. I think it should be in pretty easy. Look, it's like this. So this will then go into the car. Then you got two connectors. Here's another one. These are going to the to the shifter. Then you got a wire for your throttle position wire you got. Then there is look, what's another wire? I got a wheel speed sensor. that you should have, because that's easier. Then you don't need to have some calculations in the transmission, because there is a speed sensor in it, but it's not the output shaft. It measures the input shaft speed, so it needs to calculate it. So it's much easier with this controller to use an output shaft speed sensor. And the best is just to use an ABS sensor. There's an input for it. So that's on it. Then you've also got a ground and a power wire, 12 volt. What's more, then you got also, this is also pretty nice, this wire is for manual shifting mode. So you got to connect it to your horn in the steering wheel. If you want more information of this, how it works, you will see this on this channel, because I'm also going to install everything. And for more information, you also have a look on OFGEAR.dk. So when I have got the wiring done for the car, you will see more about this system. So I think it's pretty cool. And from the most people, there are not that much control systems on the market. I think there are 3. This is one of them. And I spoke to a lot of people, and what I've heard from their experience is this is the system that works the best. That's why I ordered it. So got the transmission ready, engine ready. So I'm really getting there. So the next video will be about the wiring. That's what I want to start with. So what do I need to do to the car? Mechanically, there are some small bits that I need to do, but I'm going to do that when I'm going to build the engine and transmission back into the car. Both need fluids, of course, that I will do when it's in the car. I think the torque converter will be filled up as much as possible, because there's also an angle, so there will go some oil out of it. But the old oil I want to get out of the torque converter as much as possible. Engine will also get oil, can now or in the car. I have to have a look. Then the next thing will be the wiring harness. So I'm going to build a new wiring harness. The plan is to use a FEMS ECU. It's in the beginning I want to use a different ECU, but this ECU has more options for me. So next video will be about the wiring. So hope you like this video. If you're new to the channel and new to this project, have a look in the right corner for you, right corner. There's my logo, click on it, go to my main page and subscribe to the channel. If there are any questions about this video or other videos or the parts I'm using or anything else, just ask me. If you want more information, have a look also on jamesspeedshop.com. It's below here. So thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe, and see you for the next video. Bye bye.